Hi everyone, so I wanted to be another voice talking about the Sephora Spring Sale. The sale has already started for VIB Rouge. It will be soon for VIBs and then a little bit later for Beauty Insiders. It's the same sale they've done for the last couple of years. 20% off Rouge, 15% for VIB, and 10% for Beauty Insiders. I hadn't even remembered the sale. It wasn't until I actually was on the Sephora website looking for a picture of something else that I saw the little banner on top about the sale, because they hadn't even sent me anything about the sale yet because I'm a VIB and not a Rouge. So it's currently going on for Rouges. It hasn't started yet for Beauty Insiders. Now, I've seen a few videos come up recently. There's people on kind of either side. You have people who are saying, treat yourself. These are unprecedented times, buy things, and here are the things I recommend you buy. And these are the things that I love. And then you have people on the opposite side who are firmly saying, these are unprecedented times. What are you doing thinking about purchasing makeup? Why? Why would you consider spending your money on that? And some people even kind of blaming Sephora, which is, I don't think, quite right, because they've always done this sale. Or at least they have for the last couple of years. This isn't a new sale they are bringing out to try and capitalize on people. This is a sale they've always done. And it makes sense that they would continue to do this sale, especially with their actual physical locations closed. Every business is trying to stay afloat if they possibly can. So I don't fault them for continuing to have the sale. Some of their advertising at the beginning of all this might have been a little questionable. I haven't seen much about the sale myself personally. I haven't seen much from Sephora. I think I get a daily email, maybe an email every couple of days, which is usually promoting skincare, and I just kind of ignore it at this point. But Sephora is a retailer I tend to purchase from because it's accessible for me. They have Canadian warehouses. It just makes a lot more sense for me to purchase from them as opposed to different places, because it can end up being quite costly if I'm purchasing from an American location as opposed to one place that has all the things that I'm looking for. So I'm not trying to justify why I still purchase from Sephora or anything else, just kind of giving my explanation that I think everybody is different, and it's important to consider that, because I have spoken with people who are like, why would I bother with this sale anyway, even if they are interested in Sephora, because they can get better deals from brand sites, which is often true, but not true for everyone. It feels like it's very true for the US and not anywhere else. So I can't speak about what it's like for other people in other countries. I just know what it's like for me personally in Canada. I would rather spend the least amount of money. Now, being on a no-buy, or sort of like a replacement only no-buy, a beauty budget, whatever you want to call it, I'm calling it a no-buy though, because I'm not purchasing new things. I'm purchasing things that I really need, like replacements of things that I have to have for particular reasons. Mostly any potential purchases I think about are things to replace things that I've used up and that I don't have anything else to fit those categories. I actually do have a couple of items that I'm thinking about purchasing, but I just wanted to remind people that it's okay to purchase things if it's part of your plan, if you just want to, if you are financially able to do so. I think we are all smart enough at this point to kind of identify that for ourselves, and you have to take that responsibility. It's not the fault of an influencer, it's not the fault of a store for having a sale. If you are talked into purchasing something, that's on you, and you still have the ability to say no. And I know it's really difficult, and I have seen examples of this in comment sections. Like, one of the things I like doing is seeing the comments other people leave on various videos, and I noticed a huge difference between videos that were pro sale and con sale. So on the pro sale, you'd have some comments where people being like, oh, I wasn't thinking I was gonna buy anything, but you convinced me that I deserve it and I can treat myself, and you know, I'll deal with it later. Not necessarily the best approach. I've definitely thought of stuff like that myself, being like, oh, I'll worry about it later. Sure, things will kind of figure them out eventually. I'll just keep going the way I've been going, and I'll eventually catch up. It's fine. Not necessarily true. If you can't afford it now, don't buy it now. And it doesn't matter if somebody else is doing it, because you can't put yourself in their shoes. You don't know why they are able to afford something. They may be a lot better off than you. And sometimes I feel like with these influencers, you're not seeing all those sides, but you're also not necessarily taking in that they are getting paid to talk about this. They are potentially getting free product or had been getting free product. They may have a lot of other things going on, or they're investing in their channel, so they're buying new things and they're trying to make it like their job. And then on the other side, I don't think you should feel guilty for purchasing something. This is something that I noticed in some of those don't buy anything from the sale kind of videos, where people were leaving comments about how they felt guilty about it, being like, well, I had kind of planned for this, but now I don't think I'm going to. Like, you talked me out of my planned purchases or the things that I felt like I really needed, but now because I feel bad if I was going to purchase them, and I don't think you need to feel bad either. There's nothing wrong with purchasing from a sales, and a lot of people who do no buys or have beauty budgets factor that into the sale time, myself included, where I look at, yeah, I probably could afford these very basic things at any other time, but the best time would be during a sale to capitalize on that discount. Even if it's only a very tiny discount, it still adds up when money is short. So for me, I will talk about the things I'm getting just generally. I don't want to give specific things because this is not a recommendation video. I have no desire in doing those kind of videos. I think you need to make those decisions for yourself, and it shouldn't be based on what other people are telling you to buy. So for me, I made a list, and then I made a second list, and then I went over everything that I had and was looking at that carefully. I will also say, before I even mention any of this, I am very fortunate to actually have a couple of Sephora gift cards. Those gift cards are going to be purchasing these, so I'm not actually spending any money. This will also be my first purchase of the year for Sephora stuff. I've made like one little makeup purchase earlier, but this is the biggest kind of purchase I'm going to be making. And it's not a lot of product, it's a handful of product, and I'm getting a lip scrub because my lips have been incredibly dry and I don't have a lip scrub that works for me. A lip balm because, again, I don't have a lip balm that works for me. I've been trying to do with sort of glosses and other things, and it hasn't been working for me. My lips are very dry, and I had one lip balm that was keeping on my desk at work, and I haven't been at work for a while, so I can't get to my lip balm. I need lash glue because I've been struggling with my lashes, and my lash glue is on its last legs, so I need lash glue and a brow pencil because I just finished the brow pencil that I religiously use. So those are the four products that I'm buying, and also getting my birthday gift because my birthday is in April as well. And I try to not factor that in. I can't even remember if I got my birthday gift last year from Sephora. I don't remember, but I don't try and factor that in, but there is that little voice in my head that's like, it's your birthday month, treat yourself. And that's a difficult thing for me with these spring sales because they always tend to be in April, always tend to fall around my birthday, and they always tend to make me want to purchase a couple of more things. But being realistic, I don't need more, can't afford more, and I'm very, very fortunate to be in that position to have gift cards to use to purchase this stuff so that I don't actually have to have any money. Because if I had to purchase these things, I probably would buy just the lash glue and probably nothing else, and I would just make do with like my dry lips and use like my dip brow instead of having a brow pencil. But these are the choices that I am contemplating. I have my Sephora basket full right now, and I'm waiting till the sale kicks in for me, and I still might change my mind. And that's sort of the advice that I would give, is make your wish list, think about it, don't act on it right away, and definitely don't impulse buy. You can't go in store and browse and swatch things. You are purchasing solely online. So maybe some of those things that you're unsure about that may be better saved until you can actually get into a store and swatch things and sort of get matched, or whatever the product may be, maybe it's better to wait for those particular things. But if you feel like something bright and colorful would cheer you up and you would enjoy using it and you are able to do so comfortably, do it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't listen to the other people. You decide for yourself what you want, and you don't have to live by anybody else's rules, or even any rules that you arbitrarily created for yourself. You don't have to live and die by those things. If you want to change, you are entitled to changing your mind, and I think that's very important. And I feel like some people are taking some of this stuff way too seriously, and some people's situation hasn't changed. Some people are still at least somewhat okay financially speaking. For me, like, my situation hasn't changed. It's gotten worse, not because of my full-time job, but because any of those little extra things I was getting money-wise from YouTube has tanked. I didn't see it coming. Fortunately, I hadn't factored that into other things. I almost made a couple of purchases related to my channel that I was going to be using channel money to fund, and I'm glad I didn't do it because I wouldn't be able to afford that now. And that might be the case for some people, where they might have had like sort of part-time or hobby money and it might be decreasing. So for me, I have to be careful in that regard, because that I was hoping to be able to use some of that like YouTube money to kind of help with some channel issues, and also with potential replacement things specifically for YouTube stuff. Like the lash glue is mostly a social media thing. I don't wear lashes just around the house, and I rarely wore them to even work. They are something that I enjoy wearing for filming and photography and stuff. So I kind of have to figure that in, as I've mentioned before in other videos, of hobby money. And I think that's can be a thing with makeup for other people as well, whether you collect something specific, whether you just like taking photos of things. It's all okay. It's all okay. And it just sort of made me feel a little sad seeing sort of both sides of things, where it just I felt like people were kind of like blindly following somebody else. And I wanted to say, make your own decisions. I know there's somebody else talking at you that's like, make your own decisions, listen to me now. But really, just kind of think for yourself a little bit when it comes to purchasing something that really is considered non-essential. If you're looking at specifically makeup products, which you might not necessarily need, and your plan might have changed. If you had a plan to purchase backups or replacements, and you may not need those things if you haven't been using them consistently. It's quite possible that you were planning to buy a new foundation, but if you haven't worn foundation in a month, you may not need to purchase a new foundation right now. Perhaps you'll buy a foundation during the next sale. Perhaps you won't need one for a couple of months. Just an example. I think there's other categories to look at as well, can consider, like hair stuff and skincare. I've noticed a lot of people pushing skincare now, and a lot of people just wearing a lot less makeup. That might be a possibility, but again, don't spend money just to spend money. That doesn't make any sense either. But there might be options there in skincare, if you were looking for something to help whatever your skin situation may be, or your hair situation. Whatever it may be, it's personal to you, and nobody can tell you what would be beneficial or what is essential to you. Because for some people, they may look at something and be like, that's not essential, you don't need like a face cleanser or a toner or something, but for you, you may need it. It may actually be an essential product, and it's kind of important to keep that going for yourself. And sometimes, you know what? Mental health sucks. Sometimes you really do just need something to give you that little bit of boost. I'm not advocating shopping as an alternative to therapy or anything else. Some people kind of joke about it, and I don't think it's really that funny, because it can be quite serious, and you can get caught in that loop where you are purchasing to constantly make yourself happy, and it's just temporary happiness. You're going to get caught in this cycle. It's going to be buy and be sad, and then buy and be sad and buy. You're going to go back and forth, and it's not going to end up working out very well. But every now and then, there are legitimate reasons to just buy something that you want to buy because you want to buy it. It's just about making smart choices, and I think that's what I've been saying when it comes to sales for years, as I've been doing these sort of little rambly videos talking about whether or not people should purchase from sales, whether or not people actually care about my advice or not. I wanted to be sort of that sort of middle party to talk about the sale, and that just, you know, be smart, think things through, don't impulse buy, but don't feel bad about making purchases for whatever reason if it's relevant to you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I am really thankful that you chose to spend some of your time with me today. I know it's not easy these days to kind of stay focused on videos, or even to want to like give attention to videos and those kind of things. So I'm very, very grateful that you have chosen to spend a few minutes with me today. Thank you so much. I hope you are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.